How you guys doing? Can you hear everything all right? It's my first experience on this one. So this is more of a tester. Are you seeing anything? I can see, yeah, I can see it on my phone. I can't see it here on my preview that well. So, yeah, just trying to. Hey, Mark, can you guys hear everything okay? Should I turn the levels up or anything? Levels are up pretty high on the mic mix here. So let me know what you guys think. Um, are you seeing anything? Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing me in the. Oh, rad! So you can see the rat talk and the rat and me and all the other stuff. I'm still trying to do this OBS stuff, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Hey, Joe. Rad. Okay. Well, this is Rat Talk 21. Any other Rat Talk is like lost in time over on where is it? Over lost in on Instagram somewhere. Um, but I'm gonna try and build up this page and then start doing the live tutorials and all that stuff. So I wanted to come over and start doing this immediately, as fast as I thought I could kind of figure it out. And then I think Mark Weaver here in Austin said he's gonna help me out with some of the more. Some video intros and outros. I know Jay knows all about that stuff. I'm trying to. Everything is through OBS, so um, that's what I'm pretty much dealing with now. And I think I feel like I have like some kind of a grip on it. So I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm here working in Austin. Like every time I tell you guys, I'm here. My head looks lopsided. But yeah, I'm here in Austin, working on a thing called Heroics, and so that should be done. I don't know when. I mean, I don't know when it'll come out. I think we're done filming, in a couple months or whatever. I can't really, give you guys a lot of details about that. Thing I can tell you about is the boots are on the way. So steel-toed boots by Junker Designs will be out. There's a new pair of pants that just went up today that you guys can check out. Some camo pants, stretchy. Those are you can find them on Instagram, and they're not. What I like to try and do is not. I don't want to put them on. Thanks, new subscribers. So Slick just got all the way over here. So Slick is from Germany. He's been dropping in a lot, asking questions, which is totally awesome. About fashion and stuff like that, which, like I said, I'm trying to build up the viewers because then we'll do live streams here, and they'll all be like tutorial, like workshops or whatever. So I want to get up to do that pretty soon. So thanks all you guys for coming. Make sure you are subscribing. I want to blow the channel up. Like I said, I get over 1,000 subscribers. We can start doing all the tutorials. I don't know if anyone saw about the possible reboot of Alien from Disney, but that sounds terrible as far as sci-fi goes. I mean, I don't know. It seems like the only possible storyline, and I know if Vona gets on here, he's a big-time Alien fan. Hopefully you guys are Alien fans as well. The only workable scenarios, I think, are two different ones, and that's the Neil. Oh, rad. Thanks a lot, dude. Yeah, Slick is always turning me on to what's going on over there, like as far as some music, and I guess there's some new Mike Monroe, Hanoi Rocks material with Dragon from Helicopters and from Backyard Babies, so that should be really cool. And back to the alien stuff, though, there's two things I could see working out, and love to hear your opinion. Make sure to leave some comments below about the Neil Bluthkamp already came up with a badass idea, which would be basically redo Alien 3. So it would still be Sigourney Weaver. It would be Michael Biehn, Hicks, and I guess whoever they would get to play Newt coming out of hypersleep and then dealing with whatever they're going to deal with, which I think would be badass. The other possibility that I could see that could work um, is just do the isolation timeline. That's a video game that has Sigourney Weaver, Ripley's daughter, trying to find out more clues on the Sulaco and continuing the alien story that way. I think anything else that Disney may possibly come up with, I think those are the two that would actually get some fan interest and a bunch of attention. I think coming up with trying to come up with a new storyline or another reboot. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. Disney and aliens, Disney and even Avatar is a little weird. Disney and Alita. We all know that Alita, I think, is still doing good on Blu-ray sales. Hey, Aldo. Okay, so you're D-Row71 on here. I'm glad you're here. Glad you guys are subscribing. Glad you guys checking this shit out. I have to wait to get, I guess, 1,000 subscribers before they demonetize me for cussing. Like, I don't know the rules. I'm going to check out more of the rules for YouTube, but I'm glad to be here. I'm going to create like a lot of cool content. Continue with the drawing videos. Hopefully, you guys saw the Exploder number 4 video. I think went pretty well. I think I'm still like not satisfied on the head for Exploder. I may do one more and try like an open mouth, kind of like a screaming. I think a screaming face instead of the two we've done so far is like the clenched jaw face, which is pretty cool. But so we'll try one more. And then I need to also this weekend I'll work on the body, like the angle of the cannon and a bunch of that other stuff, to make sure that's like lined up really well. So I think, like I said, I think I do have a grip on this OSB. Let me take down this one level. But I'm surprised you guys can actually hear it that well. At work there's so much glue. So much gluing, so much airbrushing, and so much crazy stuff that's going on. It's like my voice is messed up now from one of those things. Even though I wear a respirator, probably most of the time. But as far as like being a shop rat, and that's kind of what the idea was, because we all get called shop rats around here. So when I'm working on films, it's kind of like a totally different thing. I work on films. I work under Nina Proctor, and I work under Robert Rodriguez. If I'm working here at Troublemaker, if I'm working somewhere else, which doesn't actually happen that much because Robert's who I want to work for, you're still a shop rat. Yeah, I'm glad you like it better than Instagram. So I got to find a way to get all the Instagram people over here because I have 16,000 followers on Instagram. If I could get half here, like I would be way past being able to monetize videos. Put up ads. I think then I also can link items that you would need for the tutorials and for the workshops, and you would and I would get kickbacks from Amazon. So a lot of cool stuff can happen, but obviously I need your help to spread this video, and I'll put this video up and on Facebook and stuff as soon as we're done here. It's 2:11. I can talk until 2:30 before I have to go. The lunch is 30 minutes. I try to make this hopefully as entertaining as I can in 30 minutes and answer as many questions as you guys would want to throw at me in 30 minutes. But a lot of this is that I've been thinking about is like movie news. So we had the Alien thing, which sounds terrible unless I think they do one of the two things that I'm suggesting that I think would be cool. And then in the Marvel universe, of course, there's the Thor, Love and Thunder. Should be coming out. I watched Marvel stuff on the airplane, and probably now even won't. Oh, okay, good. So we're gonna stick here then. So Slick is down, Mark is down. I assume everyone else thinks that this is better. Hopefully, I can meet with Mark soon and learn more about these the transitions and stuff, so I can do like a cool intro and a cool outro. Make sure you guys can Go over to Junker Designs right now. You'll be able to get the raffle ticket for Hugo, which I mentioned. All you guys mostly already know about this, but you can win a Junker jacket, an really expensive one. That's normally called a Blade Runner jacket, but you pay the raffle ticket is $20. So what I've been doing on YouTube is a drawing of my character Exploder from Alita. That's going to be one of the prizes. Is going to be the shirt that I'm going to make, and there's going to be a patch, and you'll get 2 more Junker patches and a Junker sticker. That's just for entering the raffle, which that's like way more than $20 worth of stuff, and that's what you get for be willing to take a chance with Junker, my company, which is extremely small. It's like there's me, there's one other dude that helps sew, and then there's someone who part time does errands. So you're supporting like, just so you know, like a maker, like someone who's. It's not a corporation. It's not more than 3 people. It's pretty bare bones, like DIY stuff. Oh, cool. Yeah, I tried to put up links in this video. Let me know if they worked. They're not in the video, but there should be links down in this in the description of the content. And I think I put a couple links there. So please let me know if you see them, and I'll make sure to double check when I get off the live stream here. So hopefully the next thing that's going to be happening is a live stream with that Star Wars girl Anna and Odin's movie blog. They've asked me to do something. We just got to nail down the time. And if you can, go check out their channel. She's got like 100,000+ people already. She's super sweet, like hilarious. I like watching her stuff. Odin is another just like a content creator, and mostly is reviewing kind of everything that has to do with like comics and films and stuff like that. And generally, it seems like he and I agree like on most stuff. Like, a lot of these reboots are complete garbage. A lot of the comic book movies are, honestly, I've never been a comic book guy. Like, I haven't been like a Marvel person or a DC person. I was pretty much Warren Magazines is what it was called in the United States. I know not all you guys are from the U.S., so Warren Magazines or Warren Publications was the publisher that put out Vampirella, Creepy, Eerie, Famous Monsters, and I think there was some other thing that came out briefly. I thought that was under Warren, but that's the stuff I really got into. And then as far as Marvel, it was the X-Men around 134, anything that was John Byrne stuff, and then anything that was Sam Keith stuff. I was more like artist-driven, so I'd look at the stuff to look at art that I liked and kind of read the comic, but not really. I mean, I thought it was cool all the X-Men were getting killed way back when, but, that stuff didn't really, I guess influence me as a designer, and then always end up talking about rock and roll. I mean, pretty much all the designs that I do for Junker can be more or less directly new term. I don't know about the new Terminator stuff either. The thing that really bugs me about that is that you would think they would put their best foot forward in the trailer. And whoever the new Mercury mutating alien guy is, like coming through the windshield of the pickup truck, it looks like garbage. It doesn't. I mean, considering what Alita looked like, and considering what even Jurassic Park pulled off long ago, and I think James Cameron is producing this, so it is possible that they had in the trailer not 100% completed effects shots. I know that is a reason. Sometimes stuff looks like garbage. Sometimes it's gonna look like garbage. Linda Hamilton is back, but my girlfriend is more into the Terminator. Like, I'm older. I'll be 51 or 52 soon, so I don't have like a lot invested emotionally in Terminator films. I do have a lot invested emotionally in Star Wars films. Star Wars and Kiss hit me like at that magic time. I was like 7 or 8, and that stuff totally blew my mind when I was a kid, and and really got me to like study uh, what I thought was going on in that film, as far as like looking at all the miniatures and stuff. Fangoria, I think, is still around, and I think heavy metal has actually been rebooted a couple times, and now it's actually featuring really good artists for a while. I know there was a time Kevin Eastman was involved in Fangoria. We did a fashion show and party for him way back at a Comic Con in San Diego, and I can't tell you the dates. I apologize, but he was doing a reimagined heavy metal magazine that was almost like heavy metal pinups or something. It it didn't. That's not, I think, what heavy metal is about at all. I mean, because we know it's called, metal hurlant or hurlant or whatever when it was French, started by Mobius and a bunch of other French guys, sci-fi fans, and then turned into heavy metal in the States. And so now it seems like it's back to weirdo comics and sci-fi related killer artwork. And I think it's because of uh, I forget the name. Kristen, and man, the name. Okay, it's an author. He's a bald dude. He's a screenwriter. He's badass. I think he's English. I believe Kristen is his wife. I've met her a couple times. She is, I think, English as well. Let me look. I can figure it out in here. I'm trying to look at my phone. I'll figure it out. Morrison, Grant Morrison's wife, I believe, and Grant Morrison, I think, are at least editors or something. I don't know. Like, anyway, I think that that's why it's good now. Um, as far as like reboots, and reboots, I think you keep on seeing like, well, Hollywood is completely out of ideas, and then at the same time, there's the guy who did Heredity and has done Midsommar or whatever, and there's that uh, insane Canadian Greek director that did Mandy and another film, and then now he's doing, I think, another film with Nicolas Cage. Um, in the film Girl with the Dragon Tattoos. I don't know anything about that. I know a girl that I know did the jackets, made the jackets, and the designer on that film, I believe, or at least on the first one, if you're talking about the American versions, is a lady named Trish Somerville, who now is in film. And when I was working for Trish Somerville briefly, she was styling Christina Aguilera. So there's a brief period there where I worked for Christina Aguilera, and Trish Somerville was her stylist, and now Trish Somerville is a film designer, and I believe through H&M or one of those outlets, she also released a collection based on the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, if I'm not mistaken. So honestly, I haven't watched those films. The same, the reason I didn't watch like Let the Right One In, the American version. I just like the Scandinavian version better. I mean, there's no reason to watch a remake of a film, for me at least, that's already great. And if you're bothered by subtitles, there's ways to. I feel like there's a dubbed version of Let the Right One In, but Let the Right One In is not. The American one is garbage. So it's no good at all. Um, yeah, reboots are like cover bands. Like I understand. Like I know dudes that are in cover bands and they make some money and they think that it's fun, and that's all good for them. Um, to, it would be like me um, only making copies of jackets from films for a living. Like I don't see any creative anything going on uh, there for me. Like I would just be like, no way, you know. I'll make. I'm going to make a copy of a jacket that I made for a film because that's stuff that I made. As far as making copies of other stuff um, to sell, no, it's I wouldn't really, I really wouldn't want to do that. The thing, I think the copy I made of something recently was all the Shout the Devil Motley Crue stuff I just remade for this cover band, and that was actually a lot of fun. It's actually pretty interesting to look at that stuff and try and figure it out. Uh, the armor. There's a girl named Jessie Foreman. She's worked on the Dark Crystal prequel. She's a really good sculptor. Her Instagram is Form Master, and I think it's FOHR Master. I think it's not the way you think it would be. Anyway, I could be wrong, but anyway, Jessie Foreman is her name, and so she helped make the shoulder pads. So I mean that was interesting because wasn't like I was gonna push that stuff to sell it, And I don't draw portraits either, and I don't have an interest in drawing portraits. I also don't have that much of an interest in studying a bunch of other fashion designers. It's this weird thing. It's kind of like a form of maybe like a jinx or something where I'm like, I don't want to look at somebody's stuff and then inadvertently make something that looks like somebody else's stuff. And I've inadvertently taken direction from someone and made something that turned out to look like somebody else's stuff because that's their influence, and I didn't like that shit at all. So I do a little more research before I listen to someone else's crazy ideas. Although, I love to make whatever you guys could possibly dream of, but I try to make sure and at least do like a little more R&D to make sure like someone doesn't already have that, or if we're kind of veering in a direction that too close to somebody else, we don't go that direction. And if it happens and then I see someone else's stuff that already looks like that put out stuff before I did, then I stop doing it because I don't want to do that. It's a cover band called Motley New is the name of the cover band. I think they played at the Viper Room. They should have played on August 10th at the Viper Room. I haven't actually talked to those guys in a few weeks because I've been really busy. As far as I know, everything was fine. There's probably some adjustments to still be made, mostly on the Shout of the Devil stuff because it's tons of straps and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree. Like you should probably do your own stuff if you can. There is a lot to be said for people who can paint portraits. I mean, it's mind blowing, and a lot of it is probably like kind of a cop out on my end where I don't believe they'll have the discipline or the skill now or anytime probably soon to say recreate a hyper realistic oil painting of something. Like none at all. Like that's not how I was trained. Um, oh, cool. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Thanks. So I did mention the pants earlier here on the stream too. Like you guys can all check them out. If everyone on here wants a pair, I'd love for you to buy a pair. If you're on here now and you want to buy a pair, instead of them being $550, you can have them for $400. And these are all handmade. These are all cut by hand, sewn by hand, aged and distressed totally by hand. I know a lot of people are like, jeans, what the, I can get jeans for $20. It's like, of course you can, because they're made by kids in Vietnam or China, and they're made like a bazillion at a time. So the jeans probably cost $2 to make, and you pay 20 or 14 or whatever. Um, so that is not this. And I know it's hard sometimes for people to understand, to like bridge it in their mind, because they're like, well, it's still pants. It's like, yeah, the price could come down if I could do like 600 at a time, then we would see the prices come down. The problem is, if I did 600 at a time, I would not be satisfied unless we aged them all ourselves. Because then, the cool thing about aging, and the cool thing about aging stuff. Oh, hey man, Wes, what's going on, dude? I'm gonna talk probably for about 5 more minutes before I have to get off here and try to eat. Um, the cool thing though about when you do get to age, say 12 or 15 or 20 things at once. In my studio, typically I like to put as much stuff on mannequins as I can. So I have probably like 6 or something mannequins, and then I probably have, a bunch of hangers and other bullshit. So if you can put up a bunch of garments, is it lunchtime?
We broke because we broke Dina because she wanted to break, so we would be on the same schedule as long.
So are you eating now? Lunch is now?
We have like 15 minutes until we're done.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, I mean
I'm done here in 5 minutes.
I don't think everybody's broken yet.
Okay, all right. That was one of my. We're just trying to keep everything straightened out here. So I don't know if you guys could hear any of that, but disregard everything you've heard. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so if you do get to age or do like 90 things in a row, or 12 or 14, like the act of aging, doing the aging, it takes on like its own weird progression. So if I start with one idea, by the time I'm over to the last piece, the aging idea or concept, has kind of taken on a life of its own and kind of turned into something else, which I think is super cool. And also, that's why I try to let people know, look, when you get something, it's still one of a kind, because all that stuff ages kind of the same, but not really the same. And then especially with leather stuff that's patchwork, the patchwork is never the same. So I'm trying to make sure that you guys get as much of a one-of-a-kind thing that's humanly possible, even though it is part of like a big collection of items that could are from the same group or whatever. So I hope that you realize that's why I consider it like collectible, and why it's what it is. Yeah, erratic. Yeah, there's erratic stitching. There's erratic. Depending on the mood, it can get pretty erratic as far as execution on my part. And so right now, like, we're doing these pants, and those pants are up. So once again, it'll be $400 just for you guys that are here in the live chat. So you can write me if you want those pants. We can make any size. Right now, we just started it's in the cutting phase. So if you have a specific size, like today's the day. That's why I put that stuff up now and said, look, people, if you want to send me a direct message on Instagram, or if you have my email or whatever, today is the day to do that. So we can make sure to, in the cutting phase, cut out all the right sizes, because I don't want to add more stuff, next week or whatever. And then hopefully in a week, I have a couple other styles that I'm going to do the same thing with, super limited. But also remember that you guys should subscribe. And I'm going to share this video. So for people who are on Facebook and everything else, share, give it a share. Make sure that you're subscribing to this channel. Make sure that you bought your Hugo ticket. Make sure that you're following me on Facebook. And also make sure you're following Die Fast on Facebook, the band, and Die Fast on YouTube. All right. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate your time. I know everyone's time is worth something, and thank you for the support. Take it easy.